Oh, so we are back already. All right. That cue was amazing. Thank you very much, production, for this one. Okay, so now that we are back with the WCA Pro Qualifier, we are going into our next game. The next map is actually going to be Haunted Mines, and I think our draft is about to get ready. Yeah, Haunted Mines seems to be the map. At least that's what I was told. I hope that's correct.
Yeah, the lobby says Haunted Mines. I've said go. And neither team is currently readied up in the draft. So we'll get into that since there we go. Fnatic's readied up. So we're getting into it.
I mean, talking about Haunting Mines, it's a map that we don't see all too often. Who do you think is going to win this one?
Well, I have to check. Hang on. Ask again later. No,
I knew we would have a problem there. But after the first two games that we just had, I mean, I actually don't want to make a prediction here.
No,
the first game,
do I.
completely dominant by Fnatic. The second game, NaVi was playing this just way too well. And right now, I really want to see what kind of maps we have, what kind of draft we see, because Haunted Mines as the third map, really?
We haven't seen this map in a very long time right now, and seeing it as the final game in the deciding match of who is going to Gamescom to play for WCA Europe. It's a really interesting map to see as the final choice.
Yeah, and currently we're waiting for NaVi. Apparently they're still talking strategy here. Fnatic is ready, and NaVi, as soon as they're ready up as well, we're going to go into the draft. And keep in mind that the winner of this series goes to Gamescom. The loser will have to play against Kinguin. Now, Fnatic, of course, already played against Kinguin earlier, and they were able to win this with absolute dominant fashion. NaVi hasn't played against Kinguin just yet, but both of these teams are looking super solid right now.
Yeah, looking incredible. Like, in the first game, we were like, wow, this Fnatic lineup is incredible, and they played very well with great control. But then NaVi came in with the classic NaVi style of they got ahead and they stayed ahead, and it was dominant. Fnatic didn't have a chance to make a comeback there.
And we are ready with the draft, so we're going to jump in right away to find out what kind of heroes and what kind of drafts we're going to see in this game, the last map between Fnatic and NaVi.
So, pick-wise, Fnatic yet to make their ban. It is the first ban. And once again, it is Haunted Mines. Zeratul, very, very solid on this map, as he is on pretty much every map. So he will probably be the second ban.
Yeah, we could see him as a second ban here for sure. This is in general a map where you want to have a very strong early game. So a hero like Zagara is very strong here. We're having Nazibos, for example, which
Sylvanas still amazing.
Sylvanas still absolutely amazing. We see Arthurs more often on this map than on others as well. A Kerrigan can be very good here too. So there's a lot of heroes that we could see, and it's actually a Muradin ban, apparently trying to deny that Muradin Tyrannus composition to NaVi right from the start.
Yeah, bans that gets rid of the Muradin Tyrannus composition, but it also does leave the option for Fnatic to take that melee assassin style, and they've gone very aggressive onto picking Illidan quite a few times now.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, I'm really thinking about what could be the next ban here. I mean, we've talked a bit about the Zeratul, which is of course always an option. That's one of the things that you can use here. We also have that Jaina that is just so strong. In general, like, Haunted Mines is one of these, like, there's no defense. It's not really true, since you can really start to defend with the mule. It's quite important that you pick one up. You also can, of course, with Sylvanas, for example, really negate a lot of the strong golems that your opponent might be able to get. But this is just a map where aggression pays off. In those mines, up at the top, soaking, trying to get ahead, and then really going full force in those fights in the mines. That is what is counted.
We are going to see, though, the standard Zeratul ban. Just neither team happy with it being left open. But Fnatic, like you said, Jaina very good on this map. She is going to be the very first pickup.
I am absolutely not surprised. Jaina is extremely strong. And for NaVi now, of course, who are they going to pick? They could go into an early tank, just deciding to go either into a new Baroque or even more likely into a Johanna here. Both of them extremely valid. But then again, Arthurs is a hero that you could play here. When it comes to damage, Sylvanas still very strong. It's actually a bit surprising that Fnatic did not even go into Sylvanas first. She's one of those heroes that can make sure that even if you get the weaker golem, you have an amazing push potential.
Yeah, and this is one of the few maps where, without a Lost Vikings, you can obviously go for the 4-man lane, due to the fact that it's only 2 lanes. Leave one person top, and then your 4-man with Sylvanas, and just push as hard as you can. And you can usually get one or both towers before the mines open.
Yeah, and at this point right now, they're waiting for a long, long time. I'm still waiting for those specialists. I really think that specialists at this point is really what they're looking for here. But it's an Uther early on in the game. I have not seen a Butcher yet, but you remember in the last map we actually saw the Butcher banned out because NaVi played him before, and they did really well with him. Could he be a pick on Haunted Mines?
he could be a pick in the same way that Kerrigan could be a pick. Yes, if you want to go for that pick style. Butcher, his hamstring is also quite nice if you do want to take down those mine camps to get some really easy skulls.
The problem with the Butcher is that usually it's not really a character that brings you back when you're falling a bit behind, and especially on Haunted Mines there's quite a lot of snowball potential, so if you're not able to really make a stand in the early game, then you are very likely to fall behind fast. Navi picking the Anubarak, leaving heroes like Zagara and Sylvana still on the board, deciding to just pick the solid backbone of the team first, especially since they know that it's quite likely for Breeze to go for Anubarak again.
Yeah, but he is very, very fond of it. But, like you said, taking it away from him. And the fact that the Muradin has been banned out, which is what he was picking in the previous weeks coming up to this tournament. So he's lost both of his main warriors there.
Yeah, at this point now, Fnatic, Zagara still there, Kerrigan still there. You have still a Sylvanas that you could also pick, but also you have to consider going into a healer at this point. If your opponent already has an Uther, depending on what you want to play, you want to add that Malfurion or that Rhaegar to your setup. Yeah,
we need to take which one you want straight away, because there's always the chance that it could get stolen and you end up playing against a double support comp with a Tyrande or a Lily, and there you go, instantly into the Malfurion. They do not want to get caught out in that kind of situation.
I like the Malfurion a lot. I mean, we just talked about him, but what are they going to pick together with this? Is it going to be a tank? I don't really think that they have to go into the tank this early. Even if Na'Vi bans one of them out, there are still a couple of very solid choices. Tyrael is still good. You could go into the Arthurs. If you want to get one of those specialists, though, then you better act fast.
Yeah, right now, though, Fnatic, their composition much better built for clearing out those skeletal camps in the mines, just getting those skulls as quick as possible. Due to the fact Malfurion can take that Moonfire upgrade level 1, and Jaina with the Blizzard just wipes them super quick. Uther having to rely on his Holy Radiance and Anubarak on his Beetles and his Spike Burst and Burrow Charge. Has to waste a lot of abilities if he wants to take down camps quickly.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for that Sylvanas or Zagara, but it is the tank instead. Breeze is going for Johanna. She is solid here. She can, with a quick condemn, nearly take down one of those skull camps on her own quite easily. So with that, she can just simply move in, claim the skulls. But now we have the ban starting. And to be honest, like, after we didn't even see Sylvanas right now, I could even see Sylvanas and Zagara banned out.
I would agree. And out of interest, this comp from Fnatic is actually very reminiscent of a Asmodan comp. Just this isn't really a map we see it on, but then again we don't see the map ever.
I have seen an Asmodan on this map, but in the case where it was played without the taste for blood on level 1, just because you will not be able to get too many stacks in there. But it was more one of those ideas where you try to zerk down your opponent as much as you can with a Zagara, if I'm not mistaken, the same composition, or even a Sylvanas. A very strong push composition that simply relied upon whenever you get the chance, don't go into the mines, just push down structures and take them on, and not this Asmodan style that we normally see on any other map out there where you want to stack up the damage and head for the late game. But as they don't have any kind of specialist with pushing power yet, I highly doubt that we're going to see an Asmodan.
Yeah, this is the map that lends itself to the late game by far the least, due to the fact that the objective is very, very strong at pushing down buildings.
Well, for now, we still wait. There's the Illidan ban. I actually was thinking about an Illidan here. It's not really your typical Haunted Mines character, because Illidan gets stronger as the game progresses. But it's still one of those heroes that we've seen Fnatic pick over and over again in the last few games, even on maps where Illidan is usually not as strong as, once again, Tomb of Spider Queen proved to be. But here, it even gets banned out. And now for Fnatic, of course, the question, what are we going to ban out here? Still, all those specialists with their pushing power are on the board.
Yeah, the question is, do they want to ban any of them, or would they rather just start picking them up themselves? They, however, do have second pick. So, Na'Vi, with not a single damage dealer on the side, could easily pick up 2 of those specialists straight away. And if Fnatic ban one out, they're going to be left with very little.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem for them now. But what else are you going to ban out if not one of those? And they ban out the Butcher, just on the off chance that with the Uther first pick, there is going to be a Butcher play again. They ban him out. And of course, with this, we are still seeing a lot of specialists, Nazeebo, Zagara, Sylvanas, up for the grabs, and the only thing that Na'Vi can do is pick 2 of those. So even if they do, which they might not, we still have Fnatic in a situation where they can pick up the remainders.
Yeah, this is very true. But, like you said, I will be amazed if Na'Vi do not pick up at least 1 or 2 of those specialists now, just to get that amazing push potential.
I'm blown away that we don't see them on the board yet.
I agree, but The question is, which one do you think is going to get picked first? I would say definitely Zagara.
I would have said Zagara or Sylvanas. Like, these two are so strong. Sylvanas, of course, for the Black Arrow trade. She is amazing on Haunted Mines. But then Zagara has so much pressure. It's both of them are very, very strong. And also, of course, depending on the composition. I would be... I mean, I am baffled that we don't see at least a Sylvanas now. Normally, when you're seeing this map, we have a Sylvanas even being picked first.
Yeah,
if
Zagara
not bad
also,
out.
Indeed, both of them do also have a lot of team fight potential. Zagara maybe a bit more with the Devouring Maw, which is why I would have suggested her first. But NaVi running their time pool down to their last 10 seconds here. And what are they going to pick up? They could easily just pick up both. So I'm wondering what's going to take them. There's the Sylvanas.
Okay, thank God. I'm not crazy.
I'm also not crazy. This is good. Casters are not crazy after 2 games of casting confirmed. But then again, I did just rub your head.
That is... I can't remember that. It's like Intelligence 4. It never happened. Especially since it didn't give us an answer. Twitch chat kind of convinced us that there is a legend out there. But
why
apparently
would Twitch chat lie? Why would they do that?
I don't know. It's like the same with the NA government. Why would the government lie to us? Like, I don't understand. Well,
yeah, sorry, NSA for.
Oops. Did I say that out loud?
No. It was a glitch. NaVi, once again, their time pool is about to run out here.
It's a glitch in the Matrix. There is no spoon. And there she is, Tyrande. They said, like, Muradin or no Muradin, this Tyrande belongs to us. So more stun. The seed chain is there. Zagara, are we going to see her? Yes or no? How is Fnatic going to react to this? They need a bit more damage. They could go for 1 damage hero in a Zebo or a Zagara and then just add their own sustain to this. Even like a Tassadar is also not bad on this map by any means.
Yeah, I think maybe Zagara and Tassadar might work well. Tassadar for the defensive style, stick him in your solo lane, and Zagara for that push potential. And I think Zagara a bit better than Nazeebo on this map due to the fact that Nazeebo, with his Death Ritual, takes a bit longer to get stacked up for that. That's not his most important feature, but Zagara requires no stacking. She requires nothing. She's just damage from the start.
Yeah, and if she is able to get her creep tumors onto the map, this also has a great situation there. And creep tumors, we have actually a few talents that can really take those downs, but that would also require quite a bit of mana. But yeah, this game, I love pro games on Haunted Mines because they're just like so different. There's the Arthurs, we've been talking about him. I love that we're seeing him here, but it's a double warrior setup. So this is kind of cool. Very, very sustainable setup. Arthurs is good on this map, especially at the beginning. But Arthurs and Johanna, they really want to make sure that they are not dying early on.
Yeah, and this does mean with 2 tanks and they already have their support, they do need another damage dealer. It's unlikely to be the melee. I stand corrected. The last remaining melee other than Thrall, it's going to be the Kerrigan. We said she was very good on this map, and she's come out, and she has so many targets.
Yeah, she also has, of course, the Envenom. And Envenom alone is great when you're on a map like this. Envenom got, of course, nerfed in the last patch and is not as good as it was before. But let's face it, if you have that extra damage coming in on level 4 when you usually find yourself in the first mine fight, then you can get a lot of value out of it. So this is going to be good. And how exactly is NaVi going to react to this? I think they would really do well with a bit of more sustain.
I would agree, some more sustain because they already have technically two healers, so they can heal up that Envenom pretty nicely if it does happen to them, so they can sustain quite a bit out of it. But that's a Stitches. Stitches is the last pick. This is a map that lends itself quite well to Stitches because it's another one of those smaller maps. So it's very easy for someone to get caught out via a random Stitches hook that comes in from nowhere. And even if you're like, okay, they're on the boss, maybe we should move in and try and deal with them. But if you get caught out in that situation, you are in some serious trouble.
But again, the thing is, Muradin was banned, Tyrande was taken, and now instead of having Muradin, Tyrande, Uther, they have Stitches, Tyrande, Uther. And that is sick. It's super, super scary. And I could definitely see this work for them right now, because if you get that one hook and Tyrande is there, bam, there's the stun lock, and you are dead. And that's exactly what they're banking their hopes on now. If they get a Jaina with this, Jaina doesn't stand a chance.
She does not, in fact, stand a chance. We're just waiting for one last person to join the lobby, and then we will get this underway and get into the hero select screen. And we spoke about it a lot. There's so many interesting picks. The Stitches, so deadly. Like I said, the Stitches Tyrande, very old-fashioned. I think like the first team to run it would have been Roccat back when they were well met. That was the first time I saw running it. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was really a long time ago. This is like more one of those old school comps. Before that, it was not really Stitches Tyrande, it was more Stitches Uther, which we also have
Stitches
here.
Mouth, even.
Yeah,
Hook into the
even
root.
that. So we have so much to see again for them. For Fnatic, it's all about like dodging that that hook. If they can dodge the hook at the early stages, that's all that they need to do here to really solidify a lead for themselves. But after the last 2 games went, this best of 3 series is just amazing. It's really cool. Like, I mean, the first game we see that Fnatic dominance. Then on the second game, it's all of a sudden NaVi just goes in and pummels Fnatic into the ground. Fnatic didn't stand a chance there. We've been talking a lot about the changes in the Fnatic lineup, and the one thing that I still want to emphasize again is that these guys didn't really have a lot of time to scrim. This is the first time that Breeze plays with the team here, and they immediately jump into a tournament, and an important one at that, so they didn't really have the time to practice together, to really get used to each other's cues. This is something that they simply don't have, whereas NaVi, even with Alex the Prodigy, has already played quite a few games. So that might give NaVi a slight edge, but the lineup and the skill that we're seeing on the NaVi players, is also the Fnatic players, both teams actually, is of course quite insane. So a very, very cool best of 3 series that we're seeing here.
Indeed, and we do apologize for the slight, or I apologize for the slight delay inside the game. I may have accidentally left Wubby on the side of NaVi, having just had a bit of a mental block on that. But we are now into the game, and it is time to introduce the teams.
To the left side of the map, in our final map in this best of 3 series, we are seeing Lowell on Arthas this time. Mena on Jaina. Wubby is playing Kerrigan for the team here. And as you can see, Kesel is on the healer. He is playing Malfurion. So kind of switching roles out a bit with Wubby, who decided, hey guys, I'm the best Kerrigan on the team. I got this. Johanna is played by Breeze. To the right side of the map, we're having the Stitches Tyrande Uther composition that we've been talking about a lot. Shrimpy on Tyrande, JPL on Stitches, Splendor on Uther, Eternal on Sylvanas, and a Nuburak on Alex the Prodigy.
And luckily with these 2 heroes, the Kerrigan and the Stitches, the 2 we see a bit less often. We may not see them that often, but the builds on them haven't really changed since we've seen them last. So we're starting off with the Chew Your Food on the Stitches, the more sustainy build, and it is a King Stitches, absolutely wonderful. And Kerrigan starting off with the Sweeping Grasp.
Yeah, Blizzard in one of those patches basically eliminated the Slam build when they said, okay, that level 16 talent is not going to incorporate that mini-stun anymore, but instead just simply slows. Since then, Slam builds kind of disappeared, at least on the competitive level, and instead we are now seeing the full sustain build every single time. JPL already trying to hit a few of those blind hooks here, those prediction hooks, just in case that there is an attempted trap.
Yeah, Eternal not coming out yet. He's waiting to see where everyone else is, but he doesn't realize that both teams doing the exact same thing, just waiting for the other to show. Right now, Kessel, the only one showing for Fnatic, and JPL and Splendor have kind of shown, and now they know Tyrande is down there, and that Owl. Arthur's running right next to his teammates there, basically showing exactly where they are. JPL and Shrimpy sneaking around here. They want to try and go onto Kessel. They could try and set up a body block here. Oh, so close.
Yeah, and when that hook moves in, did it happen to you, by the way, as well, that the first few games when you played with the Butcher, you were always expecting a hook to land all of a sudden?
Yeah, I played Diablo as well, and I expected that to happen a lot.
When I played against the Butcher the first couple of times, every single time I would make sure that there's a few creeps between me and the Butcher until I realized, wait a second, that's no Stitches. He doesn't have a hook.
Yeah, he does have a hook. It's just purely for hanging meat as opposed to bringing it to him.
Yeah, those two would be a really impressive duo just from the looks of them. But yeah, so for now we don't have a Butcher. He was banned out since Fnatic. They were a bit scared. Oh, there is Wubby. One stun, dodging the second one. And NaVi a little bit hesitant there. They're moving into the mines now. Both of the teams are trying to go for that, but up at the top lane, JPL is pressuring them back already. It's a battle jumping down in it, and we have actually NaVi moving out of the mines again, but in this case, they're a little bit too slow. 2 of the allies trapped down, and we have the kill against Stitches. A bit of a miscommunication here by NaVi.
Yeah, and Stitches has a lot of health, but very little self-protection other than a point-blank heal that he needs to bite an enemy in order to get some health back. And that's not very good for when you do get ganked, which is why you can see him get picked off in this kind of situation a lot. Uther now going to get rooted, gets pulled in by the Kerrigan, and the Blizzard will finish him off.
Yeah, finishes him off, and currently we're seeing NaVi move over, trying to claim at least a few of the skulls, and so they did. But that miscommunication that we had on the side of NaVi really cost them these early mines. They were moving with a few of their heroes down to the mines, and the rest of them was trapped at the top, and suddenly a few moved even back, and they were split, lost the hero. Good hook here, the stun Wow, very well done here. Gets away in the last second, but look at Alex and Stitches. Both of them low. Stitches dying again. All he wants is to play. But at this point, they are not giving him that. Even an Uberang now getting red. Wow.
Yeah, and Stitches just keeps getting rooted here, and it's not helping him. Eternal gonna get pulled in, gets started. He goes down as well, and this Kerrigan is just decimating the squad of NaVi right now.
Yeah, you mad, bro? Fnatic definitely angry after the last game. That was a slaughter, and at this point, we are seeing them with like, this is dominance. Like, just look at the kill count, 5 against 0, and that's not all there is. It's currently 67 skulls against 14, and down here in the mines, we have the last few skulls gathered up now by Fnatic. Like, this is, you can't have a better early game than that.
86 skulls to 14 and 5 kills, a whole level advantage. Fnatic looking incredibly solid right now. And NaVi, very much on the back foot. We see them grouping up. They are going to get this hard camp. And there's nothing that Fnatic can do about next. They all had to go back for health and mana.
Yeah, right now, the camp in the mid lane taken. Usually, this is a pretty shitty camp to take. It's not really a camp that gives you a whole lot. So if you have to risk something to take the camp, then you should never do it. If you know 100% that nothing can happen to you if you take the camp and there's nothing else to do on the map, then by all means, grab it. And that's exactly what they currently did. The problem with the Bruiser camp is the only thing that it achieves is it pushes the wrong lane. It doesn't go on the Golem lane, which you always want to push on Haunted Mines. It goes on the other lane. Took a bit of the tower ammunition. That's all that he was able to accomplish, and therefore it's not really the priority. The priority here is always taking the Siege Giant camp, since the Siege Giants, if taken correctly, will help you to defend against the opponent's Golem.
Not by Fnatic.
Yes.
Those were quite early Siege Giants.
Fnatic screwed that up a little bit.
In at the slam range. Breeze here to defend this, but yeah, here's the entirety of Fnatic here to try and deal with this, but no, they're finally mounting up and heading to the bot lane, just leaving Breeze up here, and yeah, the Golem's already gone.
Yeah, down at the bot lane on the other hand, it's still on half health. This is, by the way, how you properly take those Siege Giants. You wait out with the cap until your opponent's Golem is next to its fort, and then you take them, and therefore they are behind the wall to attack here. They try and jump in, try to kill somebody, but Lowell has to back off.
Yep, Splendor and Lol both dropped very low, both of them able to stay alive, though Eternal just freezing up that easy camp for the moment, just making sure that it doesn't do too much damage to his buildings. As this is their own Golem lane, they don't want this getting pushed up as well, because then they have no pressure anywhere.
Unstable Poison taken on level 7 now. Both of the teams on 7, but the first tower is down. And just look at this experience that we're seeing for Fnatic. Extremely solid position. And it's actually a trap. Uh-oh. Kaysel moving back here. Alex.
Here. He's already got control of that watch tower. Wubby coming in. He's going to find Shrimpy, Splendor, and Alex Pro G. Alex Pro G using his Barrage out. Hook lands on no one. Wubby looking for a pull. Eternal was thinking about volunteering, but Wubby was not ready to do that turnaround jump, which would have been very greedy.
Yeah, they wanted to go for it, but they didn't really see an opportunity. And you could really see Wubby hesitate. He was standing there, was saying, like, do I jump in? And then they realized, okay, this is a bit too much. If I overextend here, they can burst me down. But they are so close to the level 10 now. They already have level 9. They can get the next level, maybe even before the mines open. And if they do, they will have the heroic ability going into the second mines and for the second Golem.
Yeah, and Kerrigan does have one of my personal favorite abilities in the game, the adaptation, which does allow her to actually have an escape ability. She can use her Ravage to jump to allies for half its cooldown. And it's just a nice escape ability, and she's using it now, jumping immediately to Kessel, being dropped low by Shrimpy though, and gets the heal from Kessel, and jumps back in! That's so aggressive, and gets the kill!
No way, the balls on Wubby, how can he walk with those? He just got hooked, nearly died, moved away, used adaptation to jump away, jumped back in, locked down Alex, moved back out with no hit points whatsoever, jumps in again, delivers damage to Duranda, who dies, and then moves back out. Unbelievable.
And then he just gets a fountain and pushes the fort.
Wubby with amazing play here. And seriously, seeing stuff like this, nobody can tell me that you can't distinguish yourself as a player in Heroes of the Storm. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. Low gonna get locked down here, but there is no follow-up to this. He's able to just walk away and walk into the mines. Eternal still just chilling up in the top lane. He's going to be able to clear and push that pretty nicely here. But like you said, just incredible play. And it's times like this, because Wubby also used to substitute for NaVi back when he was their coach. And he used to play incredibly well in those games as well. And you were literally watching those games and be like, what a waste.
Yeah.
Why are you a coach? And now he's here, and he is incredible.
And just look at that skull count that we're seeing. Of course, what we'll have on the side of Fnatic is just an attempt to push down a few of the structures. They were pushing the top lane with Sylvanas and were trying to move for the bot lane as well. Uh-oh. Breeze! He finds him! He finds him! He goes in. Where are you
that
going,
was so close.
Where are you going?
He's running around. He's trying to be. Can Lol get him? He can root him over the wall.
Yes,
he gets it. What can they do here? They need to go around. They can just poke him. Mem, get him. Get him. Oh, the blizzard.
The blizzard.
He's still fine. He's big, but here comes Lol. He's haunting, waving out. He finds Mem, but Mem was able to take him down.
That's the kill. Wow, they had to work for this one, didn't they?
He was like up on the other side of the wall. Yeah. What do you want to do?
It's like, wait a second. This isn't my base.
The thing is, if he'd gone further in, he would have missed those abilities and he'd probably been able to be as long as he wasn't in core range. Oh, Kerrigan does get hooked here, but no stun follow-up. No one was ready for this Schwimpy. Now taking a lot of damage. He is going to get taken down. Web Blast used on the Kerrigan to prevent any continued chase. AlexProG able to back up.
9 kills against 0, and what a game, what a match.
It's just so well played. I am loving the whole idea of the Stitches, and they have so much follow-up to it. They just clearly haven't been able to land those follow-up stuns, which is where they, like, this is basically what NaVi were doing in the last game, but with the Stitches. Instead of, like, stun, 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 dead, it's hook, miss, miss. Oh, they've gone. And for now, we are going to be seeing NaVi picking up that Bruiser camp, just taking some nice control there. But on the other side, Fnatic are moving out as a 5, trying to take any kind of control here and pushing in with their Golem. There's only a tower here. There's the Condemn coming in from the Johanna on Stitches. He gets Divine Shielded this time, so Stitches not going to be pulling out. He does have his hook available, though. No.
The Golem is now in, and it's a 94 skull Golem. They have nearly level 13. They need 1 or 2 more minions, and that's all that they need to get the next talent here. And then they will have a massive advantage. And that's exactly what they're trying to utilize right now. There it is. They're hooked, but not enough. The stun a bit too short. No follow-up to take down Lol. They have their talents, a double Divine Shield. Sorry, of course, not quite that, but it's at least a spell shield that they're running here. And we're having the Ice Block too. A lot of sustain talents here, or escape talents. So in this case, NaVi should be having even more trouble locking them down. And that's exactly what we're seeing here as Lol is getting hooked once more.
Yeah, Lol not caring though. Instead of treating it as a hook, treats it as a root delivery system and manages to root down AlexProG. Not able to take him down though. And Arthur's taking a lot of damage here, but he's Arthur's. He tacks it all up. There's the root of Duranda. Hook onto Malfurion, just delivering him to Wubby, and down goes Stitches again. And Wubby doing huge amounts of damage here, and literally Kessel was just pulled in to give more efficient healing. 10
kills against 0, and this boss is still going ham, and now he's going to try and go straight for the core. 5 heroes alive, the 3-level lead, and they move in. Fnatic, this team, it looks so scary. They got outdrafted on the last map, but right now they're doing work. Again, the adaptation by Wubby moving away out of the stun. What a play. Maelstrom being used. They are jumping in. Here comes another hook. It doesn't do anything, though. They go for the core. They have it down to 40%. Though 30, they lose Jaina, but they still deliver the damage, and they are going to win this best-of-3 series in the winners match at the WCA EU Pro Qualifier, taking it against NaVi with a 2-1.
Incredible play there out of Fnatic. They will be going to Gamescom, but it is not over for NaVi yet. Yeah. They have another chance to win their place at Gamescom, and it will be against Team Kinguin.
NaVi has to play another consolation match. The victor of the losers game was Kinguin, and therefore we are going to have these two teams clash against each other now in the final best-of-3 series of the day. So guys, we're going to jump into a short break, getting ready with the players and of course the teams to go into the first map draft. And once we are back, we will have the start of the final best-of-3 series to find out which team is going to go to Gamescom. Currently, 3 are qualified: Team Liquid, Alternate Fancy, and Fnatic. Team number 4, is it going to be NaVi or is it going to be Kinguin? We will find out in just a few minutes.